And this is the final case I'd like to share with you today. This is a project for the oldest Japanese railroad company, Japan Railway. So Japan Railway was celebrating 150 years anniversary for their train service. And back then, the railroad was truly an innovation. So people could go to see others who live in far away in a much shorter time. And they discover the joy of traveling. But in today, the world, the value of train service was taken for granted. So in this age of convenience, so how we can create a picture of train service for the future. So please watch this video.
In Japan, railways are so integral to daily life, people often take them for granted. We wondered if there wasn't a way to remind people of the romance and adventure of rail travel. So we researched the history of train stations across the country. We also searched social media for mentions of stations and people's memories of visiting them. Based on this research, we created woodcut-style stamps for each station and a web app for collecting stamps on a smartphone when passing through a station. Rail travel became more fun. People visited more stations to collect more stamps. Even everyday commuting became an adventure. It made people want to discover new sights and attractions. They began to think about railways in an entirely new way and saw the country in a whole new light. To support the campaign, we created in-station billboards. Participants could also win stamp books, posters, and promotional items. With our campaign, we created an emotional connection between people and trains and started an interactive dialogue to help shape the railways of tomorrow. My Japan Railway.
Thank you very much. Thank you. While working on this project, the team had a few moments of inspiration. So one was how they found that the train journey is not just about how efficiently you arrive at your destination, but it's also about enjoying the coincidence and encounters with the unknown along your way. The team found a guest book at a small station in countryside. The people who passed through the station wrote a comment about their experiences around the area. And one of the pages has a note from someone from 15 years ago. And our team also wrote a comment on the note. And they felt a strange connection with those people who had been to the same station many years ago. So through this project, the team wanted to create a similar emotional infrastructure to make people rediscover the railroads once again. And as industry professionals, we wanted to use the power of craft to create human connection. We put a lot of effort in craft in this project because we believe that craft is a final contact surface between brand and users. And it can create emotional value. So we researched the history and the culture of more than 900 stations and the community they serve. And we created the woodcut style stamps for each station and created the mobile app to collect them. So there are very different types of themes of stamps like this, the train stamps, food stamp, people stamps, and like this. So it was digital stamp, so it can change according to the season. And also, we collaborate with other brands to create the special stamps. And as for technology, we utilize the universal location data to detect the station. And we added a personal touch. So on your mobile phone, if you get a stamp on the phone, if you push longer, the ink turned out to be darker. So it's like a real stamp. So at the same station, people can get a different personal experience using their personal mobile phone. And stamp collectors also win these promotional items. But it was not a race for the collectors. But it was about giving this shared experience and build on the culture on people's love for the railways. The project grew into the nationwide campaign, and we work with 6 different train companies and more than 900 stations. And it was originally for 150 years anniversary, but the response was so great, and the project is still going on this year. And in this day and age, while people are looking for happiness and well-being instead of efficiency or financial growth, it is very important for brands to be more human-like in order to create empathy and capture the heart of humans. So we want to cherish the happiness that comes from the culture, like Japan Railway, and people's emotion that support it. So finally, I'd like to share some words you might like to experiment with when you use your creativity to humanize your brand. I also believe that these words make us human, that draw a line between AI and humans. And it also make us rethink the meaning of economy, and that's not only about money or number or progress in technology. For example, try accepting unpredictable instead of plan to make your brand human. Try facing inconvenient than convenient. And search for clue in what makes you personally happy than the trend. And please look closely at the minority rather than look generally at the majority. And try to have kindness rather than indifference. And sometimes trust your gut than the data. And follow your dreams rather than chase efficiency. And finally, take emotion over function. So that is all from today. Thank you very much.